There you go. So when you're ready, introduce yourself, introduce around, let me know when you want the timer to start, and we will get started.
Hey, greetings, fellow gamers. I'm Satchbean. I speedrun like a lot of games, mostly Ratchet and Clank. This is Ratchet Deadlocked, New Game Plus NLC, the final Ratchet and Clank game to originally release on PS2. Little thing, because this is funny to me. When I was making save files, because I don't know French and I've never played this game in French, I accidentally loaded a file instead of saved over it. So that's a that's pretty funny. So okay, this is a last minute decision. I'm going to have the stream chat open, so if anyone has questions and stuff, or any comments, just yeah, tell me. So, is there anything else I want to get out of the way? Oh, no, HUD color is gonna be blue, I guess, because yeah, that's just the default one. So I'll just
Yeah, no
count
one actually
from
donated to that one, so you can choose whatever color you want.
nice. So I'll count down from 3, and then I'll say go, and then when I say go, that's when you start the timer. So
Cool.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So I'm here on my own today, doing my own commentary. So this game is think of Halo, and you got this game. This game has a lot more of the fighting and stuff that you see from Ratchet and Clank, a lot more focus on just like shooting all the big pew pew guns. Oh, you have that little room that's supposed to teach you how to use the log strafe mode. We get past it by using the ricochet feature of the machine guns. We clear out that room with a powerful shotgun, and then you're introduced to your hub world. That's your tutorial right there. The previous games have like this big old like set piece. You go through like a lab, you go through a giant desert planet, and it's supposed to teach you all the mechanics. Now you just get that for this game, and now all the movement you need to learn in this game is gonna be right here. Little cancel, and then falling neutral, and then our infinite jump. If you go into the control options, regardless of whether you toggle or anything or not, games like, you know what, we're gonna reset your state, and you can do, you can use this in like a lot of ways, but here we just use it to do infinite hyper strikes. So it's kind of like an infinite jump. So that was the first level. At the end, we warp to the end because we're supposed to have a cutscene of those 2 robot companions. One of them's supposed to like be knocked out, and we're supposed to revive it by skipping that cutscene and touching that weird liquid in a certain way. We just warp to the end. So this is Catacrom 4. This kind of shows you like all the ways that Deadlocked has variety in like its combat. You'll have like traversal missions like this. Then you'll have a big ol' arena like this, where you're supposed to turn a bunch of bolt cranks, although in this case you can just skip it because charge boots skip such a long distance. And here's a trick that I'm not the biggest fan of. Let's see if I can pull it off. It's frame perfect, so let's give it a few tries. Wow, okay, second try. First try from the mission restart. Okay, that's actually very good. I don't ever get that like anymore. This weapon, the Harbinger, is it's prone to not firing correctly, having some issues, so. Alright. And then this is the last type of mission. Well, this is one of the last few types of missions you'll see in Deadlocked. It's just a big ol' arena full of enemies that you want to kill, and you obviously have to do stuff like memorize enemy spawns and know which weapons to take out and what to prioritize. Be prepared. Like that zombie right there, he didn't die to the mine, so I had to do a little improvising, and then finally just knock these guys out. And so onto Serathos. This is going to introduce another new bit of movement. We have a new strat called air swings. They have limited usage in the run. This is one of the few times that you'll get to see it. So I'll show it off in a bit. Trust me, it's probably one of the most like it's probably the most mind-blowing thing that you can find in this game. So, like I said, another traversal mission. And that second mission where the air swing will be used is supposed to be a traversal mission that we will just skip through the use of the air swing. So I'll show it off and then I'll explain how it works. Ah, crap. Okay, let's do that again. I did not have a lot of height for... I did not have the height I was looking for. There you go. Ah. Let's do that one more time. This is not going well for me. Yeah, Ratchet just kind of never loses height. Well, he doesn't lose height for a little bit. If you just do that. So I'll have a chance to explain a few things. First of all, Ratchet and Clank games, they do this thing where they include the end of the level at the very beginning. And this is one of those cases. You're supposed to travel around another battlefield and just turn both cranks, but you can just infinite jump all the way to the end. Like this. And you're inside this big ol' arena where something is... something major is supposed to happen. So... basically, air swings, if you charge into enemy fire, anything that damages Ratchet specifically, and in some cases you'll want to pause and then do the thing I did to make hyperstacks work, the little infinite jump, you can do that, or if the enemy attacks you fast enough you don't have to. You start throwing the wrench, and then you can just kind of swing in air without like losing height. I don't know why it works, it's just something you can do. It's not very fast in most situations though, so it gets limited usage, but I'll try and show it off as much as I can. You'll actually get to see it a few times on the next planet Kronos if I can pull it off correctly. Okay, so other than that, is those air swings, that was a decent enough Serathos, but I have my splits open, so if you're wondering how far behind I am, I'm only 15 seconds behind, sadly. Another instance of air swings right here. Oh. Let's try it again. I'll give this a few tries. Okay, and then one more and I should be good. So... you can either do this or you can do like a lot of good movement to traverse the level, but... oh crap. Okay, hold on. Let's save this. Oh no. So the reason that happened was because there's certain intervals where... okay, let's just do this again. There's certain like intervals during the chain of wrench swings where you do not want to be touching the left analog stick or it'll cause Ratchet to fall. Like instantly, he doesn't carry any momentum or anything like that. I had done that just now, so I'm just gonna take the other way around because it's quicker than just waiting for the enemies. I'd rather just do that. So these bots right here, I'll be able to explain how they work in a moment, but the TLDR is that you'd think they're RNG, they're not. They're actually very consistent. And anytime you mess up, anytime they mess up, it's kind of your own fault. First boss, boss will be dead in like a second. Alright, he's nothing to me now. So we're in challenge mode, we get ridiculously overpowered weapons, and we're playing on 1-star difficulty. So pretty much anything dies in one hit. It's rare that something doesn't die in one hit. Even the bosses, some of the bosses don't die in one hit, but there's ways to like kill them all really fast. They're definitely some of the easiest parts of learning the game. So enemies are such a grind. This is the first instance of the mine clips. Every Ratchet and Clank game has like a kind of weapon where you shoot something and it's meant to like stay at another spot, and it's meant to just kind of be like a support weapon, and they usually give it a hitbox. And we abuse those hitboxes. There's almost no Ratchet and Clank game that doesn't have a weapon like this. Oh wait, here. Just for the fans, let's attempt air swings. Ah, crap. Okay, I'll try this once, and if I don't get it, then so be it. Oh, wow. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I don't have enough. Wow, I actually got that, like, instantly. First try. I don't go for that in runs because trying to get the little swarmer enemy to hurt you is actually very difficult. Ratchet moves extremely fast, and he kind of slips past the model, so I've never really liked doing that air swing, so I just usually omit it from runs. Speaking of which, we play with the ninja costume. Every runner of this game has it on because it actually makes Ratchet move faster. It's even in the description, something something, make Ratchet move faster, use a cool sword. So, more charge boot distance, you run a little faster on places where you can't use the charge boots, and yeah. We're supposed to go along a giant old grind rail. It's a fun level casually, but it's not very fast, so we just kind of go out of bounds. No, this is a little bit out of bounds, not entirely, and you just skip the whole thing. So Shell Shock keeps pestering us, so we're gonna go kick his ass and make sure he never comes back. This is the big old cathedral that they hype up in the game. The announcers talk about it. They're like, yeah, they're gonna go fight him in the Dark Cathedral. And you're supposed to like fight him in like 4 different areas of the cathedral, but you can actually go to the last arena where you'd fight him, and he's just always there. So yeah, Kronos is done, and now Avenger Tournament. So after every few planets, you get to go to a tournament, and there's a couple different challenges for you there. All of them have like their own like little twist. In this one, you have to kill the enemies like as fast as you can. We're speedrunners, so we're already going pretty fast. Do not use the dual Vipers. So let's see. What else is there to explain? The next mission is going to be a traversal mission that looks like the advanced qualifier you saw at the very start, but I will not be able to do the warp that you saw there because there is no cutscene where the bots die. However, I do have to be careful what enemies I kill, or else I can actually soft lock the mission. I got a little concerned there when some of those green swarmer enemies died, because there's a chance now that this part will either take forever to complete, or it'll just I'll just have soft locked. So I think I'm good. Ah, crap. So while I can, I'm gonna explain how the bots work. They're on a 10-second respawn cycle. So a lot of the stuff you do depends on how fast or slow you are. So sometimes it doesn't matter if sometimes you don't need to be like 100% fast. You just need to be fast enough, and we didn't soft lock, so let's go. There's some air swings that I can do here. No guarantees that I can pull it off, but I'll try it once. 2, 3. Okay, I've taken enough damage. Alright. Oh, wait. Ah, crap. Ah, shoot. Okay, hold on. I can save this, I think. So I'm supposed to climb that big old tower, but instead I tried showing off, and I almost had it, actually. Okay, if I can do this, I'll be able to save it. There's like a bit of ground here that I'm looking for. Never mind. Okay, I'll just have to climb the tower then. That's a shame. Those air swings, by the way, have a lot of RNG to them, which is why I'm not one that uses many of them in my runs, because you have to rely on the bots not killing the enemies targeting Ratchet. Those are like the 2 main things. You have to hope that the enemy fire hits you, because remember, we're on the easiest difficulty, so they're programmed to like have very bad aim. The programs have like very bad aim on the easiest difficulty, so at times trying to get them to even hit you is a challenge. Like on Kronos, you saw that I tried getting those little robots to hurt me, and it barely missed. So that was Avenger Tournament. Kind of a shame how that went. Shar, this is the worst planet in the run. So the first level is easy, and there's really nothing to talk about. You just point A to point B, get there fast. The second mission is just, even in casual play, the second mission is just vile. I don't know what they were thinking making this mission. So it's a mission where you use the spider tank, the Landstalker. There's like, you use the Landstalker to traverse this area and turn more bolt cranks. Look at all those Landstalkers. There's 5 of them. There's 5 Landstalkers, and then on top of that they have like these giant turrets and then some enemies, and the game slows down a lot and you're taking damage all the time, and this is not a good mission. This is not a good mission. This was not well designed. Insomniac, why? Okay. I'm having marathon luck here, so I'm gonna play it really safe right now because it's obvious I messed up here. Yeah, if you die, the game checks which bolt cranks you've. Come on, stop shooting at me, please. I'm begging you, game. I cannot take this anymore, or else I will die. So the game will remember what bolt cranks you've turned, but it will still respawn all of the enemies. So you can't even just you can't even dash to like the last few bolt cranks because there's always going to be some enemies in the way. So if you're ever playing this game and you're playing like on the hardest difficulty, good luck when you get to this mission, because this mission is it's not good. No one likes it. You're allowed to meme on this mission. Even the IL record for this game, the description says, I hate everything. So yeah, that did not go very well. Marathon luck, what do you expect? But at least we didn't hard lock. I seem to not hard lock as much as other runners do. Like, it seems like a common thing that everyone just crashes there. I rarely get that. This is the final mission of Shar. Nothing much to talk about. I swear there was something I wanted to bring up. Oh yeah, the IL scene for this game. So at the end of every mission, there's a little timer. There's a little timer saying how long you took to beat the mission. So since there's 89 of them in the game, there's just a lot of ILs that you can you can just grind out, and you're constantly trying to shave off just a few tenths of a second. You know, you're trying to, you know, you have like 9-second ILs, 12-second ILs. The ILs runs for this game are very different to the RTA runs. I recommend checking some of them out because they're constantly using the infinite hyper stack thing that you saw before, and they're pretty fun in their own right. Okay, this is Orxon. You're supposed to pick a path, and then you're supposed to travel around like the lower ring of this arena. But you can do a clip and command the boss to hack all 4 of those orbs, even though they're only supposed to be able to hack 2. And it just ends the mission instantly. No idea why it works. This is node overload. So, nothing much to talk about here. You just gotta be in the right place at the right time, and the boss will behave. And yeah, I agree that I'm surprised like the PS2 like can somewhat handle this game very well, considering how much chaos there always is. Like, there will sometimes be moments of lag when you're playing the game on PS2. Way more on PS3. I can get to that in a sec.
I've just noticed that you modded the thing so that all the enemies look like Captain Corp, which I think is absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, that's an in-game cheat. That's an in-game cheat called Kill Quark. It turns a certain type of enemy, the Dreadzone Striker, which is just a normal robot that has like a gun. Oh crap. Go on.
Wait, is that an official game thing? Is that possible on PS2 as well?
Yep, it's in the game.
Oh right. The amount of times I played this game and I've never seen that cheat.
Yeah, there's like a lot of cheats in this game, so I don't blame you for missing it. There's also one that makes Ratchet hold the dual Vipers gangsta style. That's...
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. How do you unlock the cheats? I
You just
don't
have to
actually
collect
remember how
skill
you-
points. The skill points in this game are like so easy. You just they're always like, kill this enemy with this weapon, kill it in this way, do it in this amount of time. Like this is just all the skill points.
Ah, right, yeah, because I know like there's like 30 skill points or something in every level or something like that, which obviously when you get to like the end of every level, like, oh, you've got like 20 odd skill points, like, bloody hell.
Yeah, there's 15 per level, so 115
Yeah.
throughout the entire, or no, 135 in the game. But you can just like 135 in the game, but by the time you beat a level like casually, you'll probably already have like half of them because they're just so easy to get. Some of them you'll just get them like unintentionally. Can you fire? Okay, that's a Chains of Villainy. Another mission where you use the Lance Stalker. We were supposed to use it on Catacrom 4, but I did that frame perfect to not use it. You will get this. It will have its time to shine, though, I promise. So this is Crusader Tournament. The first mission is unique in which you can only use either the wrench or the Hunter Mine Launcher, which is the thing used for mine clips. So very, very interesting mission. You can technically run out of ammo, but the ammo respawns on its own at a very slow rate of fire. You also only get a max of like 12 ammo. So you need to be very like... well, I think it's a max of 12 ammo. Maybe it just starts you at 12. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the way this one works, because I remember when I used to play this before, so it starts you off at like 12 or something.
Yeah.
But obviously the ammo respawns. So even though you've used loads already, it'll just sort of respawn the ammo periodically, I think.
Yeah.
You can technically run out, but if you just wait like a second or two, then it'll respawn it for you.
Yeah, in other missions where they force you to use certain weapons, the ammo just is like infinite. Like you never have to. It doesn't work in the way it does in this mission. So I actually just tested it just now. Like I was carefully observing the ammo counter. You might have noticed I was a bit slow in how I was attacking the enemies because I was just like, okay, I have to know. I have to know. And yeah, it's I guess it does go above 12. Ah, crap. What did I just say? It sounded like I said crap and crud at the same time. I forget what this one is called. You just turn more bolt cranks under like a very, very huge time limit. I don't know a single soul that's going to run out of time on this mission. So we'll talk about Reactor. Reactor's the second boss. He's also pretty easy to kill. It's going to be a shot of the Supernova, which is the equivalent to the Rhino from the OG trilogy. And then you just like hyper strike a few times and he's dead. So let's watch the magic happen. Ah, crap. Okay, that was supposed to be way more impressive, but yeah, oh well. He's dead though, so can't really complain. The next level, Valix, is it kind of takes like a turn, both in the way the game the way the game's combat variety is, and even in the speedrun. We used to do an out of bounds here, but we're gonna do an air swing instead if I can do it correctly. Okay. Okay, we got it. Hold on. I'll let him hit me one more time, and then boom. You used to go out of bounds on those rocks over there. Now you just do this, and you get to the end of the level. You're supposed to access that little hover ship right there, and that starts the second mission, which is not very fun, but you know. I'm gonna quickly organize my weapons. So, small bug of the PS3 version. Oh yeah, this is a Space Ace, I think. Just shoot the enemies or something. I don't know. Shoot them but with the hover ship. Yeah, that's your twist. And this is the first hover ship mission in the game, so you know. So, little bug, holding R2 in this camera mode, lock strafe, you can access the quick select. You can still do it with triangle like in the previous games, but you know, R2 is way more convenient. Like if you're gonna run this game, I recommend you learn how to do that ASAP. It's gonna save your life. To swap to the second quick select ring, you have to press square, and this does not happen on PS2, but on PS3 if you press square and you have the quick select pause off, Ratchet will just swing his wrench if he's on the ground. Like if he's in the air and you do that, that doesn't happen. But if he's on the ground, he'll always swing the wrench, which is kind of annoying. It won't affect you much in gameplay. It's not gonna like, you know, get any time loss. But it's very weird that it happens on this version at all. This port, the Ratchet games on PS2, they used like a lot of like black magic to get the games to even run on that console. So when trying to emulate them, or when trying to port them to the PlayStation 3, it got progressively worse. Like Ratchet 1 is like basically untouched, and then Ratchet 2 and 3 are a bit quirky, and then Deadlocked is just really bad. There's like a cutscene that's really infamous amongst the fan base because it clips through Ratchet's face. That doesn't happen on PS2. Okay, now that we're out of Space Ace, here's another traversal mission. This one is really fun. I'm gonna try and swag out a little. There we go. Forward mine clip. I usually set them up by facing Ratchet to the side. This time I made him face towards the front. Okay, more air swings. This one I really don't like. It's probably like the longest air swing chain. But it's also the most difficult one because these enemies, on the difficulty we're playing on, the lasers do not reach you very well. Like that one just tried shooting at me, and he missed. Like I had a friend of mine and it started questioning me on like how viable some of these are. So because they take so long to set up, so take that how you will. But this one went well actually. Woo! Let's go. I actually got the air swings. Let's hope I don't crash here. I've crashed here a couple times. There's like an old PB of mine back when I ran this on PS2 before I had a PS3 where I hard locked. I want to say it was right in this room, and you just hear the dread in my voice. It's like, oh come on, I was right there. I just finished the level, man. So, this is Planet Torval. The theme of this one is I don't know, you're just like a toy factory. Like a lot of the levels here have a theme. This one, like, does have a theme, but it's a little weird. So this is just another like run around mission. The second mission is unique in which you get to use the hover bike for the first time in this run, and you have to chase around 12 drones. I think the lore is that they're the ones that power up these barriers or something. I don't know. Even the like commentators the in-game commentators that read certain scripts out loud, they have like a little joke where they're like, "Hey, that sounds completely stupid." You destroyed 12 of them by chasing them on the hover bike, but there's a setup that you can do to kill them with the rocket launcher instead. So. Alright, 6. And we got it. First try. That one was a more difficult strat for me to learn when I first learned it. But over time it's become basically free. So I got time for like donations or questions or something if you have any. This is just another run around turn bolt cranks.
We don't have any new donations in, I don't think. Let me just double check first. Oh wait, we had a donation from Damien earlier because he was testing stuff out with the donations because we were having issues, but that's fine, that was a £3 donation. But yeah, if anyone does want to donate, then you can type ! donate in the chat. The link is periodically posted in the chat as well. If anyone wants to donate, then please do so because it goes to a really good cause. ! donate in the chat will bring up the link to the donation page. It is a custom system that has been developed. We have had issues throughout the day, but I think most of the issues have now been fixed. So, but if anyone does have any issues whilst donating, then please let me know and we'll get the issues fixed as soon as possible. But I think most of the issues are now pretty much sorted out and solved. But if anyone else does want to donate, then please do so. It all goes to a really good cause. Obviously, to cover costs of InstaSpeedathon and all stuff like that, We will be taking a small cut from donations, so if you put a donation in, we take a 10% cut. But the total donations that appears on the website and on the stream already takes that into account and takes that out. So the total donations that displays on the website is how much we will eventually be donating to EveryoneCan at the end of the event. There are a couple of incentives left to donate to as well. So if you'd like to donate to one of the incentives, we've got the Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, which is tomorrow morning. Please donate to that if you'd like to see it. It's at £10 at the moment, and we need £50 if we want to see it. And the other ones are the polls for the Ratchet & Clank Your Arsenal run, which is happening tomorrow as the last run of the event, and that's from thesadgebean, who is currently running now, actually, funny enough. And that's the language choice between Spanish and German, and there's also choose a skin for the Ratchet & Clank 3 run, which is Ninja Santa, Pipasaru, Tuxedo, and Sumo. So if you'd like to see any one of them, please donate to them as well, and change the course of the run as we go forward. Obviously, donations that can also be made via Twitch subscription, bits, ads, and all that stuff as well. Anything constituting Twitch revenue, we will donate half of that to EveryoneCan at the end of the event also. So that's my little blow.
Alright, I probably should have had you like do all that like right now, because this is 2 minutes and 16 seconds of nothing. This is airdrop. The way you're supposed to do it, there's these bombs that are constantly dropping on Ratchet, and you're supposed to avoid them all while killing enemies. It's a fun mission when you're doing it like the intended way, but in the speedrun, we found out that you can just like clip out of bounds and just wait here for the remainder of the time. So I'll explain the previous mission. That was a weapon cycling mission I mentioned earlier on Static Death Trap, where the game has missions that'll force you to use certain weapons. In that one, it takes the cycling weapon gimmick from Ratchet 3, but that's the whole mission. And this time, the weapons are actually, they give it to you in a consistent order. You'll always start off with the fusion rifle, then you'll get the scorpion flail, the hunter mine launcher, magma cannon, arbiter, and then dual vipers. That's the order. So we're always like, so we have a setup for certain things. The last weapon that you use is the dual vipers, and you have to use them against those big old guys with the tridents and stuff. And it's like, okay, this is just, this was the devs obviously having like a quick laugh, like, yeah, look at the puny little machine guns and against the big guys. But we can set up the hunter mine launcher. We can shoot a bunch of mines so that they're set to kill at least one of the executioners like instantly. So this is us laughing back at Insomniac. So third boss, Eviscerator. I think this is the coolest boss in the game, like conceptually. He's like this bug dude with like these razor sharp like arm things. You just spam the flail and you fire this weapon at him. So about this weapon, sometimes this weapon just doesn't fire, and it has to do with the game thinking you're like into a wall or something, like it wants something to target. That's the explanation a friend gave to me. Yeah, you just, I don't know, just face away, jump around, pray, if that happens. I don't have much to say on this particular mission. The next planet, Stygia, is a pretty exciting one, and it'll include a quick little anecdote about another marathon run that I had. I fired the wrong weapons in the wrong order. An anecdote from another marathon where I played this game, so that's the, what's this? The Vindicator tournament. On my splits, this level is called Marcadia, because in Ratchet 3, on Planet Marcadia, you also do nothing for like 2 minutes. So as a joke, I swapped around the names of my splits. So the Ouya splits used to say Vindicator for Marcadia as well. I think I changed that since. So this is Stygia. You finally get to see the Landstalker, and you get to see why a lot of people don't like this thing. I do like it. I like how it's all big and scary and stuff, but it doesn't move very fast. You gotta face sideways to be able to access the fastest form of movement. So it's understandable that people don't like this mission very much. Add on the fact that you get enemies everywhere, and you can't even use these healing pads because the enemies take more damage than the healing pads give. So you're constantly looking for like health crates. This health crate right here was the source of a very, very terrifying moment in the community relay race. Every year the Ratchet community does like a relay. You are annoying. you know, 2 teams, 6 games, and I got to run in the relay this year. I played this game, and when I got to this mission, I missed that health crate, and that Landstalker turret I just destroyed was like shooting me a lot, and I was about to die. And it's so funny to watch because you can just tell that like I start panicking, and I start dodging around and trying to like just kill every enemy and pray to God that no one hits me or else it's game over. And I survived. It was a very good save. I like watching that moment a lot. It's just like, yeah, you know, just a quick little ego boost. Oh, what hit me? I don't even, this is like energy collector or something. This is another run around. Every level has like a mission where you turn the bolt cranks. Like, I think there's one mission where that's not like a mandatory challenge. This is a, what is this? Shields up. This is shields up. There's a strat for this one, but I failed it because I pressed the wrong buttons and I pressed them at the wrong time. So, Mobius, if you're watching this, my bad. He individually taught me how to do the faster strat, which was cool. Right here, you just have to defend your bots as they hack these orbs. You could actually stay away at a far distance, and the bots will be fine because of the way like the. I'll just let that speak for itself. Look at how, if you saw how the ship's rockets disappeared. That's all you really need to know about why they won't die. So, crap. If you do all this right, it's faster than going AFK at the starting corner, but yeah, obviously you don't want to mess it up. And then this is a shield survival. So I've speedrun a couple of the ILs now. This is without a doubt the worst one of them all. The world record is 9 seconds. I have second place with a 17. Because you have to place all your shots absolutely like perfectly, or else the enemies don't die and you lose time. So yeah, not a fun IL. I don't like it. I mean, if you guys want to run it, go ahead, you know. But there's definitely better ones in the game, in my opinion. Uh-oh. Okay. This is Meraxis. This is the first mission, which has the end of the levels at the beginning. I had a moment right there where I thought like, oh crap, I missed, but I managed to save it. Easy. So, another turn to Bolt Cranks mission. The theme of this planet is that you're like, the thing to my right, the building to my right that you can't see, is a giant prison, and both of your combat bots that have been helping you throughout the entire game, they've been in prison. So, the first mission, you start just by yourself, and you have to free the first bot, but then throughout the next 3, you're working to free the second bot. So, yeah. Oh. I was trying to like cut corners a little too closely there, and now that thing's gonna blow up. But that doesn't really matter if you can use the car or not. Oh yeah, that's the first instance of the Puma. You got a little glimpse of it on Serathos, but it wasn't very it wasn't used much because we just skipped to the end. So this is Leave No Man Behind. This is a cool IL because it looks nothing like what it does in an RTA run. You actually abuse the grav ramp outside that you start out on, and that's how you get to the end of the level. So, completely new route. Can you like clip through? I don't usually fail this mine clip. I actually usually get it first try, and I unfortunately took too long, so the bot's now on the other side of the barrier. That's not very good at all. So, when that happens, you just gotta hyperstack to the end. You can see the other bot right there. We're supposed to stand on a button and then kill a bunch of enemies and that frees him. You can just skip to the end. Oh. I'm not having good luck to the end. Mine clips for this planet, it seems. So, this is the last major tournament of the game. Liberator tournament. This is supposed to be a hype moment in the story because there's this dude throughout the game that keeps taunting Ratchet and Clank. He's like, yeah, I'm the coolest guy ever. And Ratchet's like, you know, Ratchet hates him, he's such a prick, and now we get to go kick his ass. But first we have to do another forced weapon round. This time you only use 2 weapons, the Arbiter and the B6 Obliterator, which is the only time you see that weapon in this run. You shoot these tiny swarmer enemies, so this entire time you're just shooting them, trying to kill as many as you can. And you also want to look away to reduce lag. That's one of the quirks of the PlayStation 3 version, the massive slowdown. I'll admit, I'm one of the only people that kind of likes playing on this version. Like, most people are like, oh, the PS3 version's so bad, I don't know how they released it like this. But I tried playing the PS2 version a few weeks ago, and I could not stand the load times, man. It loads very slow. Like, even for a PS2 Ratchet game, it probably loads the slowest out of the OG quadrilogy. But for PS3, it actually loads the fastest out of those 4 games, and it's also the only one to not have any form of long loads, which is I can touch on that in tomorrow's run. So, I forget what this one's called. The whole point of this mission, the more enemies you kill, the faster Ratchet moves. You don't really get to exploit this, though, because we just kind of stand in one place the entire time. Yeah, you just do this. The Scorpion Flail is extremely overpowered. A little thing most people don't know about it, though, is that there's one little flaw with it, where if you swing it, it actually takes away your iframe, so if an enemy is hitting you while you're swinging the flail, you're gonna take massive amounts of damage. You could even, like, instantly die, depending on, like, difficulty and how much health you have. So, we're about to finish the mission, and here's the big old hyped fight against Ace Hardlight that... The cutscene before this has, like, one of the announcers being like, yo, listen to the crowd, oh my god, this is gonna be so exciting. We swing the flail, like, 3 times, shoot this, and he's dead. Yeah, real good way to... Real hype battle. And then finally, well, not finally, this isn't the last level, this is Ghost Station. This one also has a very cool theming where all the robots that you kill throughout the game, they reincarnate as ghosts and they show up here. Like, as you can see, like, you'll have some regular enemies like those guys, but then you'll see, like, the ghosts will come in, like, a little bit. Now this is another... Oh, I didn't need to do that extra hyperstack. This is another end of the level is at the start. This is another bolt crank mission, but this time you don't actually have to turn the bolt cranks. And you also get to see your final instant of hyperstacks, air swings. Let's pray I don't fall. This is the only instance of, okay, that's really bad. That's the only instance of, air swings where you don't rely on an enemy to hurt you. You have to rely on these explosive barrels that appear throughout all over the game. And you have to shoot one of them and, come on. You shoot one of them, and then that's how you get your, and then that's how you get it to work, so... As far as I'm aware, it's also the one that saves the least amount of time. It probably only saves like a second, if I'm correct. So... What even is this mission called? I don't know what this mission's called, but you're supposed to, like, traverse, like, along, like... This is some kind of lab. I don't actually... They actually put, like, a lot of... They actually put a lot of work and detail into this specific level, trying to, like, give it, like... Oh yeah, there's the ghost robots. Trying to give it, like, a kind of consistent theme. This is, like, a bunch of computers you break. But you just go into an area that you're never supposed to visit, and that's it. So, this is Escape. The whole theme of this one, you just destroy the ghost station completely. Destroy, like, some turrets, and then you destroy these green boxes, and you're done. So this game, most people that, like, watch speedruns of Ratchet and Clank only, like, watch the OG trilogy, and this game kind of has like, hints of that with, like, the charge movement, but you'll also get, like, a lot of missions where you have to, like, know how to optimize your shots, and the movement isn't always, you're not always optimizing movement for the sake of getting somewhere faster, but rather, just so that you can be ready for the next few enemies that attack, so it has a little bit of the OG, what makes the OG trilogy, like, really good speed games, but it also has, like, its own kind of unique twist on it, so if you want something that's pretty easy and engaging to learn, you got this game. I'll always recommend this category to people. It's one of my favorites to play.
I'm trying to think which Ratchet and Clank games we haven't seen at InstaSpeedathon before, because I think we've seen all of them at this point, nearly. I think Obviously, All for One is one we haven't seen, but that's like a 5-hour run.
It's actually like
So
I think it's like an hour and a half now with the strat they discovered.
Oh, there's actually a strat for it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
'Cause
discovered a
last time
strat. Yeah, it's a strat called level warping, but I have no idea how it works. But like any percent is like an hour and a half now because of it.
Oh, that used to be 5 hours when I looked at it previously.
Yeah, it's interesting, the evolution. Also, this is the only level where you'll actually see any out of bounds. There was gonna be like any true out of bounds, as in like you never visit these areas, except I guess you did see that on Ghost Station. So what am I talking about? This is the control level. This is like how the entire space station, where most of the game happens, is like powered. But we have to destroy it all. And then it turns out that it's a trap and there's a time limit, so all 3 of the traversal missions, you have like 10 minutes before, you know, if you somehow manage to run out of time, instead of like the usual challenge failed thing that the game does with the cool music and all, there's actually like you actually get like a short little cutscene of the station, like of some explosions happening around like wherever you're at when the station like explodes and the screen turns red, and then Ratchet just instantly does his death animation. I uploaded a video of that to my YouTube called Ratchet Deadlocked Bad Ending because it's just so I think it's really funny. I think it's hilarious that it's just like, yeah, you lose. I discovered one strat in this game and I'm about to try and attempt it, and I failed it. We'll do it one more time.
I need to see that because this actual level, all the levels combined, I think it's like 2 minutes each anyway. They're not 10 minutes long by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay, I did not get to do the clip. If you like, okay, what? Okay, I am just not getting through that door today. If you fire at a certain way, if you cancel your charge at a certain angle, Ratchet will kind of like stall on a corner and then he just clips through instantly. No mines required. I freaked out when I found that, and then I found out it only like saves like a 2 or 3 seconds. So sad. There was a clip I could have gone for, but I completely forgot. So another instance of out of bounds. If the bots will get out of my way. Hop on top of this door and then just charge to the very end of the level. I gotta be quick with my hyperstacks because if I hit the ground and I'm not like on top of the ground, it'll just like send me like, it'll just stop me in midair, and then the only way to save it is to do like a billion hyperstacks, which is incredibly slow. So let's not do that. Let's see, set up your weapons. I think I want this worker? I think I went for nearly every like optimal strat with like 2 exceptions. One just because I forgot. And I fucked this up. You were supposed to. I was supposed to. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I was supposed to cancel with the flail in a certain way that would cause Ratchet to slide up that little slope, but I didn't really get that. I completely messed up the inputs. But it's a very interesting strat if you ever check it out. So, this is the last one, destroy the central core. In these previous 2 missions, because we got to the final room in unintended ways, no enemies ever spawn, so we could just chill. And in here, we actually have to like deal with these, we have to put up with these guys. I usually just like run around to, oh, please. I just run around to make sure this one doesn't hurt me, or I can hide here actually. Wait, what? That's smart. I like how he's shooting at an explosive barrel and nothing happens, so that's really good game logic. This is the final boss, Gleeman Box. This one's also pretty easy. You shoot the Harbinger, so you spam the flail, you make the bots use their special weapon, and if you do it all right, you get a 1 cycle. You can't kill him in the first phase, it's just not possible, so he has to be in the second phase, but 1 shot of the dual Vipers and that gets him, so... And the final time is... done. That's the final time. I don't know if you... when you split... I probably should have mentioned, like, yeah, time's over. But I ended on a 48...
Yeah, that's fine.
I ended on a 48:02.
Yeah, 48:05, but I think I might have just missed the time for like a couple seconds less. Cool. Well, that's very, very good. Thank you very much for the Ratchet Deadlocked run.
I'll see you fellas.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you fellas tomorrow for the Ouya run, the Ratchet and Clank 3. So I'll have to
Definitely, yes.
practice that for a bit.
Definitely. Right, we haven't had any new donations in, but if anybody does want to donate on talking about the Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal run that's happening tomorrow, there are a couple of polls for that run, and if you'd like to donate to the polls, then be sure to go type !donate in the chat. That will bring up the link to the donation page, and the polls are available to donate to on the forum. There is also an incentive for tomorrow's first run, which is Tales of Vesperia, the barely there black bikini or something, or whatever it's called. That's one of the incentives available for tomorrow as well. I think that's still on £10 at the moment, but it needs £50 if you want to see it. So be sure to get those donations in for that incentive if you'd like to see that, and obviously donate to the polls for Ratchet Clank Up Your Arsenal as well. Donations will go to EveryoneCan as well. We do take a small cut from the actual donations just so that we can cover the costs of running the InstaSpeedathon events, and also to make future events even better as well as we plan for the future. But the vast majority of the donations, that basically whatever the total on the website shows is how much we will eventually be donating to EveryoneCan. But also if you subscribe to the channel or donate bits or anything like that as well, then that also counts towards our donations or eventual donations to EveryoneCan as well, donating half of the Twitch revenue to EveryoneCan at the end of the event. So that's my blurb out of the way. Have you got any final things you'd like to say, any final shout outs or anything like that before we go on to the next run?
Well, I guess shout out to the few people that have helped push this game like over the years. People like Mobius, who has all of the IL records. People like Yokari, who has almost all the world records in this game. Mukamanen, who else? Skrittler, he's one of the early pioneers of this game. I realized we never even explained what load cancel means. TLDR, on the PS3 version, you load a file and it asks you to select the difficulty. If you say no, you're kind of in two files at once. Unlock one level on a file and it carries over to the new one. You make the game 6 minutes long. Yeah, it's the meme. You gotta explain your category name, you know.
Yeah. Fair enough. Interesting. I think, doesn't Up Your Arsenal have something similar to that as well or something?
Yep. Stay tuned to find out what no QE means.
Stay tuned to find out what no QE means. But I know definitely Ratchet and Clank 2 has something, but that's on the PS2 as well, where if you go to the Insomniac Museum and then you come out of it, it takes you straight to Planet Malden.
Yep.
So it makes that category about 10 minutes long, which is why NG plus no IMG exists, which is essentially NG plus without that Insomniac Museum glitch.
Yeah, it's very
is interesting.
Ways to skip no IMG dog.
Nice 2/3 of the game. Right, so thank you very much for that run. The next run we're going to go over to is Gungrave Any Percent by Tempest Mask 1000. That's going to be a short run just to finish off the day. It's the last run of the day, but we'll be back again tomorrow about 9 o'clock in the morning. Be sure to check out the schedule of InstaSpeedathon to see when we're starting tomorrow in your own local time zones. It'll be around about 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, the British time. So translate that to your local time zones and stuff like that. But we start off with Tales of Vesperia, which again we have an incentive for on the donation page, and then we have about 5 runs tomorrow, ending with Ratchet Clank Up Your Arsenal by thesadgebean. And there is polls again for that on the donation page as well. So we're going to go over to the intermission now, put some music on for you all, and we'll get the next run ready. So thank you very much to thesadgebean for the run, and we'll see you again soon. Well, tomorrow actually.